He told me like a week before, he's like, hey, let's go on a date on Saturday. We'll go get breakfast or whatever and go to the farmer's market.
And then she wakes up and
I didn't want to go.
She didn't want to go on a date anymore. And I was just like...
I was sick last night. I don't feel good. Like, I just want to relax and take it easy.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I was like, it's hot outside.
The one day that you don't want to go on a date. So I convince her, you know.
And then I put on yoga pants and a t-shirt, obviously.
I was just like, oh my gosh. I think to really truly tell the story of our engagement, you have to start back at the very beginning.
Yes.
Thousands of years ago, God said, let there be light. Just kidding. When we first started dating, I knew right away that Bailey was somebody that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. And she knew as well. She told me.
Yes.
So it's something we kind of always had in the cards. And so when it finally came down to, you know, where we were at a point in our life where, you know, she had a job, I was graduating, I had a job lined up, you know, it just kind of felt like things were kind of right.
We had been together for what, 2 years by that point?
I think so, yeah. So it just made sense. And luckily for me, Bailey is a woman who knows what she wants.
Probably like 6 months into dating.
6 months into dating, she started sending me designs by this ring designer that she likes.
I would just forward her posts, the ring that I liked,
no
onto
words.
him.
She
No
just
words.
Forward them to me. I mean,
every couple days, just to make sure.
Yeah,
he knew.
I know how to take a hint. You know, you might have to hit me over the head with it a few hundred times, but I know how to take a hint. So I was super thankful about that. I know some guys might have been a little bit annoyed by that, but personally, I know nothing about jewelry. I don't know any of the terminology. I don't know what makes a good cut of a diamond. I don't know anything about the different materials that are used in the ring band. So I needed her to kind of, as much as she could, hold my hand from a distance through the whole process, which she was able to do. She knew exactly what she wanted. And to make matters even better, her grandmother just so happened to had been in the jewelry business before and had some contacts that I was able to go visit. So that was step one. I got to go to a jeweler and design the ring completely custom.
Yeah, you gotta like pick every diamond, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a really fun process. I had no idea what it would be like, but it was really cool. Went to his office. He had all these designs out on paper for there were lots of dudes working with really expensive equipment in there on really expensive diamonds and things, and it was really cool. He just was, you know, showed me a couple options and I got to choose the one that I thought, you know, looking at a diamond, I was just like, that one says Bailey. No, not that one. This one is Bailey.
The fact, talking to them, they said he picked the biggest and sparkliest one, so good job to you.
Because you are, you know, sparkly. It just made sense. So I timed it out so that I would only have possession of the ring for like 72 hours. But I remember just being so freaking excited when I went to go pick up the ring that Thursday. I could barely contain it. Like, I literally was just beaming with joy. And then, you know, was way awkward. It almost blew my cover completely.
Yeah, well, he came home, we were going to the gym, I was ready, so I went to grab his work bag to put it away, and he was like, no, I got it. And I was like, babe, I'll just hang it up. He's like, I got it. Like, you sit down, relax, I got it.
Yeah, so that was weird, but thankfully she did not, you know.
He's awkward all the time, so
yeah, I'm a pretty awkward guy, what can I say? So that was great, and then so on Friday night, that's when things kind of hit a little bit of a hitch.
I turned into a pain in the butt.
Bailey had always told me to make sure that she got her nails done before we get engaged, and so I had, you know, concocted a plan in which her and her mother were going to go out that Friday to the nail salon and get their nails done. But as Bailey has talked about in previous videos, she suffers from pretty debilitating chronic migraines.
Yes.
You never really know when one is going to hit.
Never.
And it just so happened that a really bad one hit that Friday night. And for the first time in our relationship, and maybe the only time in our relationship, I became kind of a jerk about the whole migraine thing.
No, but normally I'd call him and my mom and they'd be like, go home, like relax, do we need to pick you up? Like, yeah, they take really care of me. And I called my mom and she was like, Bailey, like, I'll treat you to it, like, it'll make you feel better, they'll give you a free drink, you know, the massage chair, it'll help. And I was like, Mom, I just want to go sleep. And she was like, it'll help, like, it'll be good to see me, like, I'll get you dinner. So I called Sam and I was like, I'm going to meet my mom, like, I told her I don't feel good, but she's like really insistent, maybe it'll help, I don't know. And Sam's like, I think you should go. And I was like, okay, fine, like, if I don't feel good, you're gonna have to pick me up.
And then when she's there, I figure out that she wanted to get this like black color for her nails.
I changed my nail color a lot, and I'll go like all over the place, orange, black, whatever. And they had this really pretty new, like, it was almost like a charcoal black, like, sparkle. And my mom was like, Bailey, it's Memorial Day, like, you need to get
clear white nails in the photos.
No, I was like, just, I want to make sure it wasn't like purple or orange. It was like white, pink, red, all that's good. And so I was getting these black nails, and my mom was like, it's Memorial Day, get red. And I was like, I don't want red. And she's like, what about this pink? What about this pearl? And then she talked me into like this white sparkle, and I was like, fine. She got something similar. I was like, that's fine, let's just do this.
So that the plan ended up working out, but it was touch and go there for a little bit because I had to go. I needed her out of the house so I could wrinkle up some last minute details, like work things out with the photographer, get a ton of sunflowers, which are her favorite flower.
Insert photo here.
Okay, so now that her nails were done, the next part was going to be the actual day of the proposal. So for a few weeks, I had planned out this date for us to go to the Denton Community Market. It's a little farmer's market that they do during the fall.
We love it. We've gone a lot leading up to this.
We've gone quite a few times. It was great. So this was planned. It was in the Google Calendar for a little bit.
He told me like a week before, he's like, hey, let's go on a date on Saturday. We'll go get breakfast or whatever and go to the farmer's market.
And then she wakes up and
I didn't want to go.
She didn't want to go on a date anymore. And I was just like...
I was sick last night. I don't feel good. Like, I just want to relax and take it easy.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I was like, it's hot outside.
The one day that you don't want to go on a date. So I convince her, you know.
And then I put on yoga pants and a t-shirt, obviously.
I was just like, oh my gosh, you just can't make it easy.
I had luckily gone to Target earlier that week and I bought a few new dresses. I had just lost weight and I was like, I want some new clothes. And so he was like, babe, like, you always feel better, which he's right. You always feel better when you like take a shower, do your hair and makeup, put on that cute dress you just bought, like, you'll feel so much better. And I was like, okay, so I did.
So finally, against all odds, we're going to the farmer's market. I'm freaking out. I've got the ring in my pocket. You know, I'm just nervous that it's gonna fall out. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna misplace it. I keep. I don't know how you didn't notice me like incessantly putting my hand in my pocket the entire time, just beaming with excitement.
No part of me. I mean, we had talked about getting engaged for a long time. I mean, like a couple months in, I knew I wanted to marry him. Well, probably a couple weeks in for me, couple months for you. So I knew that like it was probably within the next few months, but no part of me thought that weekend. Like that wasn't even an idea. So if you were being weird, I just thought he was
being weird. I'm a weird guy. So we get there and, you know, instead of like romantically walking through the farmer's market, I think I was so excited I practically dragged her through.
Yeah, he was like, oh, look at this. Yeah. Let's go over here. Let's get some
We ended up stopping at this guy who does free caricatures. We've had quite a few done. And, you know, I wanted to make sure we got one done because I thought it would be really cute to have that day, you know, commemorated for us forever.
Which we still have it. We'll keep it forever.
We do.
He told me he wanted to go on a walk, and we like went on this really weird walk through downtown Denton, nowhere near the square.
Yeah, so, you know, fun fact about kind of where we got engaged, and I'm sure you guys will see some pictures throughout this, but when we were in college and dating, one place that we would always end up going to, and it actually ended up being the one place that like I officially asked her to be like my girlfriend at, is this very specific bench that is right outside the Denton County Courthouse, which is this beautiful courthouse on the square in Denton, right across the street from Beth Marie's, and that's where we would go with ice cream after our dates and just kind of hang out and talk, and it was just always one of our favorite places ever. So I knew that's why I wanted to propose.
And that's where he asked me to be his girlfriend. We decorated pumpkins and...
Yeah, it was really cute and, you know...
Special place to us. And if you know anybody who works for the city of Denton, we really want to buy that bench. So if you know anyone, we'll get them a replacement, newer version. We want the bench.
Yes. So I didn't know if her mom was going to be dropping off flowers there or anything, so I made us go on this really ridiculous long walk to make sure that we never actually walked past the bench, just in case. It took way longer than we needed to, and we ended up going to West Oak, which is our favorite coffee shop. We get there, she orders chocolate milk on tap because they have that there. She doesn't really drink a lot of coffee, but she loves their chocolate milk. And I had like a cup of water, and then I still didn't think everything was set up and ready, so I had to stall for a little bit. And what I did for that was fake stomach illness and stand in the men's room
for
at
like
West
20 minutes. I was
it was like, yeah, it was like 15
I'm
minutes.
texting him like, are you okay?
And I'm like BRB dying, like seriously, and I'm just leaning up against the wall, just like texting, like stopping people as they're washing their hands. I looked like a freak. Finally, get the okay from the photographer, get the okay from her mom. They had all the B-roll footage and everything taken that they needed. And we start walking out the door after I finally come back from being ill. And I didn't really have anything prepared. I knew I wanted to take her. There's kind of this long meandering walk to go to the bench from the restaurant.
Well, and we like West Oaks on this side, and then there's a courthouse, and then our bench on the other side. Yeah. So I couldn't see anything walking out.
And so we get to walking. I like I said, I was so nervous and excited. I don't even remember what I was saying.
I remember it.
It was really sweet, obviously. It was super romantic. And we turned the corner, and I think, I like to go off on these really long romantic tangents.
So I thought he was just being sweet. It wasn't until like we turned the corner and then I saw a bench with like a tall vase full of sunflowers, and that's when I realized like, oh, yeah, he's not just being awkward and romantic today.
And it just so happened to work out perfectly that other than us, the photographer, and this random older woman who was congratulating us, we were the only people in the square, despite it being a beautiful day. And yeah, so she knew as soon as she turned the corner and saw the sunflowers, she turned around and started hugging me before I actually was able to get down on a knee. And I was like, I think I have to ask you to marry me
like,
first.
Honey, I love you too, but like, hold on a second.
Hold on 1 sec. Got down on the knee. Said, hey, Bailey, will you marry me? I didn't say hey. I said, Bailey, will you marry me? She said yes. Jumped up, started kissing and exciting. And the woman in the park was wondering if she wanted to take photos of us. So then I started pointing at her photographer, which we have some really awkward photos of, because like, no, we've got one over there.
I got it covered, believe me.
And it was perfect.
It was perfect.
It was just us. We got some Beth Murray's ice cream afterwards, which ice cream tastes just chef's kiss right after an engagement.
It was very good. I took lots of photos of my finger and my ring in front of the ice cream, and then we got in the car.
You were glad I made you get your nails done.
Yes, I was. And we got in the car and we FaceTimed my maid of honor, and then we FaceTimed my friend Mary, who was actually working at LSA like right across the street doing the whole thing. And I'll never forget, she was like on FaceTime crying
just hysterical.
She's like, she was not hysterical, but she was inside of the restaurant's like kitchen area, and she's yelling, my best friend just got engaged. So it was super fun to tell everybody.
Yeah. And so then we go to her parents' house, we're celebrating with her family, and then the knock on the door came a couple hours later, and her friend who had driven up from College Station to surprise her all went out to dinner, ate our weight in chips and queso.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I've been eating so healthy and working out, and now I'm engaged, so I can just eat all the chips and queso I want.
It was the best. Like, I went back and forth on if I wanted to do this really big thing with like all of her family and friends all being there, if I wanted to make it really intimate or what. And it was just, all of it was just perfect the way it turned out. It was great.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a single bit of it.
I wouldn't either. So, thank you for listening. I'll insert lots of pictures throughout this so you can see. And yeah, we're excited to be living our married life. Not so excited that it's in quarantine where we can't go anywhere, but that's okay. But thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Yeah, thanks guys.
Bye.
Bye.